True believers, for the second time in a row, I screwed up the audio. So if you bet that I didn't know shit about audio, you get a gold star. But EIP-3554 was delivered yesterday, which now means that you have approximately 6 months before Ethereum mining go bye-bye. And what does that mean? It means you better pack your bags full of Ethereum pretty soon because the price is about to go crazy. The reason is because the deflationary nature of Ethereum is still not there, but it will be as soon as there's no more mining of Ethereum. When that happens, it will become rapidly deflationary. So make your play, make your move, and know that approximately 6 months from now, mining is done, unless there's a delay for some reason. But Shanghai's coming, and I don't think there's a delay. POS is the future, and they are moving towards it right now. Also, Bitcoin support is steady at 40,000, which means that we will probably test 45 in the next day or so. And what does that mean for meme coins? That means really good things. But this is not financial advice. I am always right, though.
The music like more to be on bricks. Even my lady call herself a side chick. I'm popping up like over red and vodka on the flame conscious.
All right, guys. CoinGecko is trading at $1.989 trillion with a volume of 123 billion. That's up 1.1% to the previous day, which was up 1.1% to the day before that. That's the day I messed up my audio again. So we're up 2.2% over the last 2 days, and that sounds like a nice increase, but don't let it deceive you because there are now 500 exchanges being tracked by CoinGecko. So one more exchange is being tracked, which means that the amount of money on that exchange is calculated into this, and it was not calculated before. So the increase might be a little bit of a facade, but we do see some price increase and some price action on a few tokens. First, Bitcoin's trading at 43,360. Ethereum, 2988. That is after the EIP-3554 was deployed. Cardano continues its epic struggle to find traction. It seems like there are a lot of other options that have been catching up and catching up rapidly. Yesterday, in the video you didn't see, I talked about Solana and how it is moving quickly up the charts to catch Cardano. So there might be a little bit of a fight because Polkadot, Avalanche, Terra, Chainlink, they are all quickly and rapidly moving up this chart to the top, which means that the blockchains are what's happening. That's probably not where you're going to make that life-changing type money. You're still going to need to make it in the meme coin universe. You're still going to need to make it on the startup universe. But the amount of stability has kind of settled in for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin does a doubling to 86,000 or to 86,000, then you're looking at that 100% increase that you really want to see to double your bag. But at the same time, just to get to where Cardano is at 67 billion, Avalanche could do a 5x to get there. And that 5x on 65 would put them in the $330 per share level. And that suddenly becomes some life-changing money if you got the right amount in there. So these new blockchains, they are important. And they are a good place for you to throw some money. And that's a long-term move. It's not a short-term move, but it's a good place to put some money. Cardano goes up to $3. That means that their cap is going to be around $90 billion. You can see they still have some room to catch Ethereum, but with so many blockchains right now moving in that direction, then it's taking some of the thunder out of what Cardano's doing. And as a reminder, 6 months from today, fingers crossed, Ethereum will have hit the Shanghai fork, which means that it will be POS, and it will be inexpensive and cheap, just like the other blockchains are. So, blockchains are the future. They are the internet of the future. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of them to compete. And remember, some of these are going to fade away. So be careful, do your own research, make your decisions based upon that. But there's a few of them that have been rising up and making some moves. So if you want a place to put some money, that would not be a bad place. Still not financial advice, but remember, I am always right. Moving on. All right, guys, I covered Bitcoin at the beginning, that it seems to have leveled off around 40,000. Right now it's trading at 43,300. But that's not the important part. The test is going to be 45. Can we find some support at 45? Because if we can, that's going to make things start to move in the uptrend very quickly and very rapidly on some of these others, because even though we like to see a little bit of forking away from it, they are still tied directly together. And we're not at the point where everything in the market is individualized. It is just not there. Where Bitcoin goes, everybody else goes. But just so you know that the media is still doing their very best, their dead set best to manipulate you. Bitcoin could hit 37K, but this one trader guy says Bitcoin price top could be a number you can't comprehend. Well, if that's what we're doing, then let me do this. I'm going to give you the way that it's going to be.
Yo, son, Bitcoin could wreck the flow. Get about $35,000. But you know, it could go up to 200 million, billion, trillion, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, thank you very much, person wearing an odd baseball cap for no reason. But the point is, that's exactly what just happened here. And these people turned it into an article. It's the dumbest thing you can possibly do. One person said this, so let's send that out as truth. And you know what? If I go back and I take the time and I roll through it and I show you everything that Bitboy Crypto has told you, we would be at $100,000 Bitcoin right now, but we're not. If I went to Altcoin Daily, we would be at 100,000 Bitcoin right now, but we're not. I can go to any one of these sites that will tell you that Bitcoin is going to 100,000, and that's a hype. That's not truth. Truth is, we don't know where it's going to go, but spoiler alert, it's going to go up. At some point, it's going to go up. But mathematically speaking, the cap would have to almost double, because we're at 18.5 million in circulation, I believe. 3.7 million are probably lost forever. Another are sitting in people's wallets off chain, which, by the way, is a very good thing. That is what is helping to drive up the price when it's not available. When people take it off the chain, that means there's less circulating supply, which means that the price of it goes up. So everybody taking it off chain, kudos to you. There's so much volatility happening right now, and there's so much profit to be made that these guys are not taking it off chain. They're leaving it there, and they're leaving it in places like Coinbase. So there's a lot of trading volume going on, but it's basically people playing dips. So at this point, rather than store of value, it just becomes a swing trade, a day trade. So we're not at the point right now where people start to stash it away and store it away in high levels to get to 100,000 or 150,000. I even saw somebody say 270,000, and I don't want to say it was Ben at Bitboy Crypto, but it was Ben at Bitboy Crypto. $270,000 by the end of this year. So you heard it there first. Here, probably 60 or 70. If we're lucky. Because the markets are going to shit everywhere, and we will see what we will see. If you're looking for that life-changing jump from Bitcoin, I'm not sure that you're going to get that 3x, 4x, 5x that these guys are trying to tell you is going to happen. The money doesn't exist in crypto at this point. Moving on. All right, guys, Visa has unveiled a proposed interoperability platform for stablecoins and central bank digital currency. Just so everybody knows, you're going to have a Capital One cryptocurrency, you're going to have a Wells Fargo cryptocurrency, you're going to have a JP Morgan cryptocurrency. Every bank is going to have their own cryptocurrency because it makes it easier for them to transfer money and wealth around by doing it that way and converting your dollars to digital, because digital is the future. But Jamie Dimon also said, you're crazy if you invest in crypto. The mind game that they're playing with you. Don't fall for that shit from these people. The reason that they're telling you those kind of things, the reason that they're doing that is because they don't want you to prosper. They want themselves to prosper, and then you get all of the shit that falls downhill. Do not forget that. And remember, in the 80s, that was called Reaganomics. Then it was called, and before, it was called trickle-down economics. And if it worked, then guess who would have won the election? Trickling down doesn't work. Trickling down worked in maybe the 1950s when Milton J. Friedman from the University of Chicago said that the corporations do not owe employees anything, that their responsibility was to answer to the stockholders. And we became a stockholder society instead of an employee society. And we saw that we stopped having benefits at our jobs. When we saw that we stopped having access to little parties for companies showing appreciation for their employees, doing things for their employees. When all of those things started to dwindle down, it was because we became a stockholder society where management answered to stockholders and management didn't answer to employees. And do you think the world is a better place? Look around. Trickle-down economics doesn't work. Milton J. Friedman is a piece of shit and doesn't know what he's talking about. Capitalism that's unfettered continues to create the wealth gap. And these guys take advantage of it, and they will get rich in crypto, and they will shake you out by making big plays and big splashes, and they will freak you out, and they will make you think that you're losing everything before they swarm back in and they take it away from you. Do not sell. Always hold. Remember to do what the whales do. And that's all I can say about that. But guys, now that Visa has unveiled this, that means that we are quickly going to approach a moment in time where banks will have their own currency. Stablecoin will become regulated. It's coming because in order for them to do all of these things, and the fact that Visa is already working on it means that they have already been in contact with the U.S. government and they know exactly what's going on. And the U.S. government, they're coming for your stablecoin. They're going to take it away, but they are coming to regulate it. And with it, the crypto space. So get excited for that shit. Moving on. All right, guys, we're not doing we're not doing a deep dive. We are doing a quick dive, but we're going to talk real quick about should Ethereum miners be, no, I don't want to know where to invest. Kiss my ass. Should Ethereum miners worry about EIP-3554? Yeah. The upcoming launch of the Ethereum Improvement Protocol 3554 is intended to turn the proof-of-work mining method obsolete. It is set to release a difficulty bomb in order to achieve this goal. This will make ETH mining almost impossible and force miners to update their systems. However, the real question is, should people actually be worried about it? Considering the after effects of the EIP-1559 launch, the answer to that might come as a surprise. The Ethereum gas fee burn debate. In the last 24 hours, the total value of ETH burnt inched closer to $1 billion. In fact, at press time, it was just short of 20 million. It was just short of 20 million, a level it will definitely achieve by the end of the day since daily burn averages around 24 million. Now, it's clear that the concern around EIP 1559 affecting the miners is no longer a point of discussion since the restructuring of fees on August 4, miner revenues have grown exponentially with the same hiking by 134%. Despite the fee burn, however, transactions of the network alone managed to push miners' revenue to a peak of $106.5 million in one day on the 10th of September. The figures were only $24 million short of the all-time high in May. Surprisingly, as of press time, transaction fees represented almost 80% of the total miner revenue. No shit. How so? This has been the case primarily due to consistent transactions on the chain, which have been steady above the 1.1 million mark for about 3 months. They have remained unshaken by both the rally and the crash. In fact, yesterday, owing to increased transactions and increased number of miners, the hash rate reached an all-time high of 715K. Consistency similar to the transaction counts can be seen as the daily gas usage as well. Gas used to be above 100 billion gwei since August, peaking at 101.115 billion on 5 September. Here you go. This is the chart showing you why it's so expensive just to make transactions. The biggest contributor to the substantial gas consumption has been OpenSea consumption. Consumption has been OpenSea. The top consumer used 36.35K worth of gas over the last month. The rise in the NFT trend and its associated hype led to this. As a matter of fact, $1.5 billion worth of NFTs have already been sold this month. 3.4 billion of them were sold over the previous month. So you can see we are reaching a spot where you will be able to see there is a significant decline in NFTs, which will explain why prices have stabilized or had stabilized for just a few moments. Since fears and apprehensions regarding EIP-1559 have been wrong, it would only be fair to not hold presumptions about EIP-3554 either. Any further assessment of the same will have to wait until December and another month after its implementation. So, Aryaman Shrivastava says big words and things that sound pretty. So that is all I can say about this, because buy the rumor, sell the news. So the rumor of EIP-3554 is going to cause a bit of a price spike in Ethereum, because people are going to know that this is the moment to buy in, the day that it's released, the day that, and I guess it's going to be December 31st. So on December 31st, when everything blows up and we convert from POW to POS, then that would mean that the price is going to dump again, and then it'll start to rapidly rise because things had changed dramatically from that point. So pack your bags appropriately for that, and don't read articles from this idiot again. Moving on. All right, guys, Keanu's trading at 83.83. That is up 6.72% from yesterday. Trading volume is a little up from some downs that it's had for the last couple of days. But as you can see, there's been plenty of dips to play. So if you're an active day or swing trader, then there is a lot of volatility going on right now. And along with that, the Keanu group has partnered with Starlight Foundation, which is a children's hospital charity, and they have started a contest, and the voting is today. There are 7 different designs, and the purpose is to create a children's gown that will also be created in honor of a donation that was made by Keanu for the video game system that is being presented, I believe, at some point this week or early next week. They will let us know when it's finished and the design has been completed. But if you're interested in children's charities, then by all means go into the Keanu Telegram today and vote for the favorite of the 7 designs. I don't want to tip my cap to which one it was I chose. But I don't know which one it was that I chose, because I probably don't want to say it. Oh, my hands. Moving on. All right, Hokk, you guys are trading at 96.93. That is dead even. I mean, almost to the dollar from when I did this yesterday, and it didn't go through because I had sound in the background that I had no idea existed. But the important thing to this is what I was saying when I was saying that was that there was some volatility, but the price action showed that you guys are consolidating at a pretty good level and are set for a spike when the conversion takes place. So I'm excited for that. But then in the meantime, if you are an NFT person, the Hokk NFTs are out of this world. If you have not seen them, I'm going to pull them up on my screen for you right now. All right, here we go. We got them pulled up. Guys, it would be insane. It would be insane not to get one of these. These are some of the most awesome NFTs that I have seen in just a little while. So, guys, don't sell yourself short. Get some of these before the time runs out. Moving on. All right, guys, Sanshu's trading at 1370. That's down a few percentage points to the previous day. Volume, like most other tokens at the moment, has declined just a little bit as we experienced this dip in the market that has prevented the great sending. Remember, we all got a test about 2 weeks ago, which means that if things play out the way it should, then the next test is going to be very, very shortly. But in the meantime, Sanshu has a Friday 10 a.m. Eastern Time community discussion available. So if you are interested, then that's going to be again at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a community discussion on Friday. Check your local times to make sure that you're in for it. And the Minecraft server is currently undergoing maintenance as upgrades are being made. It will return briefly. It's probably already up. But since this is a news situation, there is probably a great buy opportunity right now. You can see the lines are starting to get back together as it's going to move back up. So might be an opportunity to make a play and get yourself in at the right time because Sanshu's going places. And it would be nice if you got rich. And Sanshu might just do it for you. Moving on. All right, Floki Vikings, are you shitting me? Trading at 49.41 right now. That's up 1% on the previous day. But what I didn't get to do yesterday that I'm going to do today is tell you about all of the announcements that were made in the last 48 hours for Floki. Number one, Floki is launching Floki Radio. There will be an update. Radio anchor will be Mooncat from the Flokiverse, and it says Floki is extremely proud to announce the creation of Floki Radio. Floki Radio will be launched during Flocktober for all of your listening pleasure. From modern to underground to unknown to Floki Radio will be playing it all. Hey, maybe there's even going to be a Keanu Bleaves podcast. You never know. From the familiar to the obscure, from the mainstream to the underground, from the Whitechapel to the Whitechapel to the Killswitch Engaged, maybe even Slipknot for those of you that are... You'll be able to listen to Floki Radio 24/7. Announcements, interviews, Floki news, crypto news. Floki Radio will be birthed with an aim to spread our name throughout the radio waves and have a structured, informational, and entertaining choice for your family. Wore myself out on the first one, but that's not the first. There's more. Number two, Floki will be listed on a top 35 centralized exchange, which is also a top 10 Chinese CEX. I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you what it is because I'm a nerd and I can figure stuff out, and I can do it because of the way they announcement. Saber, if you're listening, I figured it out. Fall Crypto, if you're listening, Corey, I figured it out. I guess I'm not supposed to say it, so I won't say that it's L-Bank or whatever one it is, but I am sure that it's going to be a good one. Number three, strategic Asian marketing partnership formed. Floki's locked down a strategic marketing partnership with three major agencies and have worked with brands that include FTX, Dogecoin, IOTA, and Aave. The package includes getting Floki in the news in these regions regularly, getting major Asian influencers to talk about Floki, building a top-notch community with solid engagement in the above region. And by the way, while I'm doing all of this, thank you, B, for making it easy. You are telling me exactly what I need to know in order to broadcast this on a daily basis. And then we go to number four. Floki has locked down BTOC for 3 months for advertising from October through the end of the year. If you go to BTOC, then you will see Floki. If you go to BTOC at any point, you are going to see Floki. It will be impossible to miss. Number five, Floki is taking over 300 buses in London. I did the math. There are 8,600 current buses in London. So the odds that you are going to see a Floki bus is basically astronomical, because that would mean at 300 buses that they are going to be just about everywhere. That is a lot of buses. So if they don't know who Floki is now, by the time we get to December or whenever this ends, I'm not sure when it ends, by the way, but everybody in London is going to see it, and anybody filming and sending their broadcast worldwide that might just happen to include a bus, they're going to know. Miss Doge, get Floki. Number six. Floki to take over the London Underground. Now, guys, we didn't see the actual thing, but we saw some mock-ups. So the tube, as it's known in London, will be covered with Miss Doge, Get Floki, all over the place. And that's going to be starting in early October, and it's going to last for 3 full weeks. Everybody who's using the tube in the London Underground will then know exactly what crypto they should buy. That's crazy. Now, that's the end of the announcements, but wait, it's not the end of the announcement, because as a bonus, Floki will dominate DEX Tools for 1 month. DEX Tools is inarguably the... it's inarguably. It's inarguably the biggest crypto charting site in the world. Available data shows they get over 13 million unique visitors monthly, all super targeted crypto users. For a full month starting the first week in October, Floki will be completely dominating the DexTool site by having our banner featured in the most prominent locations on their site. So Floki is going to be everywhere that you are, because Floki, I guess, is now like Visa. Wow, we just covered Visa, so that just came back around. Anyway, guys, if you don't have your shit packed and it's full of Floki, then I don't know what's wrong with you, because you probably should, and you should tell your friends about it. Moving on. All right, Saitama Wolfpack trading at 1328. Just so everybody knows here, and I'm not taking credit for anything, but in the time that I have covered, which started on August 23rd, by the way, in the time that I have covered Saitama, anybody who was along with it will now be receiving a 14x off of their investment. So if you were with me on August 23rd and you put $1,000 into Saitama, you would now have $14,000 if you had just held and not sold. But if you had sold at the all-time high, you would have had a 17x. And what does that mean? That means that there's a consolidation period happening for Saitama right now before they go the next leg up, because it's been like this for about 3 days where they've been trading between 13 and 16. So if you are trying to make some money, then you could do absolutely a lot worse than Saitama. And if you can get a 14x return off of something that you are invested in the course of a month and a half, that's 1,400% wealth increase for you from the day that I started covering. That is an enormous amount. Now, if you're in the Telegram, everybody who is part of Saitama, be very careful right now. There is a concerted effort by scammers to get your crypto. So do not give them access. Be very careful with how you do things right now, because it is getting a little bit crazy. One of the valued members got scammed the other day because somebody sent them a link and they made it look so official. So guys, be very careful with what you're doing right now. Understand this goes on in almost every single chat, but right now they are really working it on Saitama. Protect the wolf pack. Moving on. All right, Kishu, what is going on, guys? I still haven't gotten to drive the winner's Tesla, but man, I am sure hoping one day I get to go for a ride in it. But the important thing is this: you're trading at 54.76, which is up 10% to the previous day, which was up 10% to the day before that. So in the course of 2 days, you've had about a 25% increase, and that is very nice. The other important thing to that is, in order to get down to that 25% increase, there was a little bit of a sell-off in the last few hours from the European market. So now you're back to the American market, so it's about to go back up. But things are getting real interesting right now. 25% increase is nothing to sneeze at over the last 2 days. So get your bags packed, make sure that you're ready, because the sending is happening. Moving on. All right, StarLink troopers, you are trading at 97.48. That is a big lift over the last 24 hours, with volume trading doubling to $4.1 million. And why is that happening? Well, it's probably because of the living modules and the living module contract execution. Hello, Starl family is the note. What an exciting time to be alive in the advent of a brand new technological wave. The sale was overwhelmingly successful, to the degree that every living module was sold within minutes of the site going live. Unfortunately, due to a problem with the contract execution, though, more living modules were sold than was possible. 168 successful wallet transactions for 125 living modules. You all bought that many in that quick a time? Damn. This happened because the Wrinkleby testnet was still live in conjunction with the ETH mainnet when test state is live. It allows unlimited purchases of the same item. Luckily, we caught this problem quickly and stopped the sale from moving forward so we can troubleshoot. Here's the solution. If you were first to purchase the living module, congrats. You will be the recipient of the living module. That was the first transaction to go through. We are making a list and double checking those now. If not, but you still had a successful transaction, you will be refunded. The first buyer of each one of these airdropped it as soon as it can be sorted out for the transaction. Should take 22 24 to 48 hours to execute. However, since there was obviously a glitch and apparently such high demand, we have decided to run a second sale of living modules within the next week, exact date and time pending. Thank you all for your patience while we sort this out, and we look forward to fine-tuning the process moving forward to create the best experience possible for the StarLink family. Guys, you bought out all of the living quarters inside the StarLink metaverse in minutes and oversold by 43 units. You 43 are getting a refund. And quite honestly, I think, Johnny Utah, if you're watching this, maybe those 43 people should be the first people in the next sale. Maybe that is the move. Maybe that's the play. But just my opinion. You guys are killing it. The price action is starting to move. Again, you're back up 9%, which is no small feat. For $1,000 yesterday, you're up $100 today. Moving on. All right, guys, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but the evolution of the crypto space is about to get exponential. Between Bitcoin, soon to add smart contracts, and soon to upgrade their entire network, to Ethereum moving over to proof of stake, to others using DPoS protocols, there are a lot of rapidly evolving circumstances within the universe. Not only that, Visa is adopting interoperability for digital currency to be used, especially the central bank digitized currency, because that will make the transactions for Visa that much smoother and that much easier, because there will no longer be fiat involved. So what you are witnessing, oh, and by the way, I went into a store and they told me, I'm sorry, but we don't take cash. So we're in a society that is rapidly evolving and changing. Part of that has to do with viral transfer. At least that was a catalyst for starting some of it. But now we're probably at the point of no return, where very shortly fiat currency will not be obsolete. People will always prefer it because when everything goes south and the goblins invade the whatever ridiculous conspiracy some people think is going to happen, or the San Andreas Fault opens up and it just breaks everything and we all get flooded, or whatever is going to happen. When all of that happens and when everything goes down, then a pocket full of cash is allegedly going to serve you well. But however, if all your money is in digital, then the net goes down. You will not have any digital. So there's always going to be a cause. There's always going to be a use. If you are deep in it, then I don't know, put $10,000 in your bunker and do something with it. But the point is, for the foreseeable future, the technological future, then it is very important for you to have digital currency. And whether you like it or not, you are soon going to be trading in digital currency, and you're going to be doing it courtesy of Visa, courtesy of MasterCard, courtesy of American Express, courtesy of your, and if your response is, well, I don't use no credit card, I only use debit, they're going to do that too. So you're still going to be using digital currency. So keep that in your pipe, please. But we are evolving, and it's happening, and it's starting to get rapid. The pressure on Ethereum alone, because of the incredible successes that are starting to happen with other blockchains, from Cardano to Avalanche to Solana to Tezos, all of these are causing an incredible ramp up in what is going on with Ethereum. The bomb that's about to blow on Ethereum is going to change the way they do business. It's going to change everything. It's also going to reduce fees, and it's going to blow up the mining community. It's going to create a much more deflationary token or coin for them. So things are rapidly evolving, and we're going to have to adapt with it. The important thing, I think, at this point is all meme coins, if you are in a meme coin of any sort, is to create a use case, create a valid use case, and lean into it, because it looks like there will be a couple of blow-offs. I'm sure there's always going to be some side sentiment for risk. After this next blow-off, then the meme coin universe is probably going to struggle if it doesn't have a purpose, because crypto has multiplied by magnitudes right now, and not everybody needs every crypto. Everybody can get by without a lot of them. So here we are, but we need to do something about it in order to move forward. So pack your bags, get ready for the sending, and then start looking at your stable coins, because, fair warning, bear market's coming, and it's coming sooner than you think. So let's make a whole bunch of money right now, so that when it happens, we all sit back and laugh and burn $100 bills, since they're not worth anything anymore anyway. That's my time, guys. Let's have a good weekend, or let's have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Been around since the 80s and wasn't always cool, especially with the ladies. I was a damn fool. Dad was an alcoholic. Mama, she had to leave him. Grew up around the fighting, the fussing, cussing, and cheating. That's when I started breaking all of the rules, selling drugs and robbing people. I was kicked out of school. I was a bad kid, tearing shit up, sleeping on couches with 40 bottles and cigarettes.